gonna get really, really dusty. That is not my nail, that is like the buildup on my nail. Today we're gonna do a fugly to fab foot transformation. I'm gonna show you how I make my feet look good. Make sure you stay to the end to see my finished results. We're gonna start with hair removal. I got this delicious new pot of wax. It's so deliciously colored too. This one is like a really pretty sea green, and I'm gonna put this all over the hairy parts of my foot. Very simple. Put it on, let it sit, and then once it's hardened, you can remove it by ripping it off. It looks softer and more beautiful already, but these toenails are a hot mess. So what I'm gonna do is, it's actually a good thing since I grew them out and they're like really, really long, because you can make them this really stunning square shape, which is easy to do. You just cut straight across, and then I'm gonna go in and start pushing back the cuticles, which is one of the most important parts to making your feet look good again. And then remove all of the buildup. I think this is like protein buildup around the cuticle. I'm using a cuticle scraper to do this, and you can see it's gonna get really, really dusty. That is not my nail, that is like the buildup on my nail. So what I'm doing is I'm taking a nail file and I'm filing straight across until I'm pleased with the shape. You want it to look really perfectly square. Now what I have to do is trim around the edge of the nail. You can see there's some skin buildup like on the edges, and I'm gonna take my cuticle trimmer and just cut that right off. So now that the feet look really, really dusty, we need to hydrate them. Using some saran wrap, I'll just put my foot over top and then take my coconut oil, that was the one I'm using today, and I'll put this all around the cuticle. Put heavy emphasis on putting this on each toe. Wrap your foot up, toss a sock on, and then let it sit there for maybe 10 minutes. Wow, the foot looks good. I never spend much time doing this, but I did forget to just like soften my heels a little bit, so I'll do it really, really quick. And then I'm gonna soak my feet in the water to remove the excess oil. I'm using a little bit of soap in the water because we have so much oil on our feet. Like, I just wanna make sure that I get most of it off. Now it's time to dry off the feet and finish up the most exciting part. This is the part where it's going to look really beautiful. Okay, back to basics. First thing, when you're painting your nails, you always want to use a base coat to make sure that the nail polish goes on very smooth. I like to apply the base coat pretty thick. I think that it makes the toes look a lot more shiny. This is going to be a white base and a marble design over top, which is very, very easy to do, but you want to make sure you have a very strong white base down. So put 2 layers of this and make sure you let it dry in between. Using some rubbing alcohol and some black polish, I'm going to use the cap of the rubbing alcohol, pour some in, and then put a little bit of black polish around the edge of the cap. Also make sure you have a small little brush that you can use for this design. First step is take your nail polish base coat and then put this over top of the nail. While it's still wet, dip into the rubbing alcohol and a little bit of that black polish. You can add more as you like, and then take that rubbing alcohol to mess up that black polish. What it's gonna do is make it look a little bit smoky at first, and then you can use more of that rubbing alcohol while your top coat is still wet and move it around to your desired kind of design. So once you're done, add a top coat to seal in the design. It was definitely a 0 to 100 type of situation, and it was definitely worth all of the work that it took.